Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Day 28, it's completely countdown to this. So today, date 28, we are on Proverbs 28. Every day I plan to do this early. And still, so let's just accept it's an evening thing. In chapter 28, three things come to mind. One of the things that we have seen toxic, abusive, narcissistic partners do is evil. Hi, my name is Wanjiko Murigi. I am a counseling psychologist. I am based in Nairobi, Kenya. And in this month of March, which we are marching straight through, and as we are marching straight into it and now almost out of it, we are also looking at the book of Proverbs on a day-to-day basis. It has 31 chapters and March has 31 days. And we are looking at or also trying to understand what narcissism is all about, toxicity or toxic partners, and abuse in relationships. And the relationship is more of marriage than any other. However, something or someone spoke about today was that we also get friends who are toxic, narcissist, and abusive, but it can be very subtle. That I hope we can manage to cover it, but not in this month, sometime in the future, which I should also note. However, today, as I had just begun, 28, so Proverbs 28, it talks about evildoers don't understand what is right. Okay, what is right to you and I, an evildoer will not understand. And in this particular month, or in this particular chapter, or in this particular understanding, we have the narcissistic partner, we have the abusive one, and we have the toxic one. They are toxic, they are narcissistic, they are abusive, which is something that is very evil, demeaning, and takes away who you are of this life, takes away your purpose, comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy you. But for the evildoer, it doesn't register. Like even if it's there's no understanding of it. It's like being taught how to do multiplication. You know it's supposed to be multiplication, but you don't understand it. And you cannot apply what you don't understand. If you don't understand multiplication of even two, like I'm supposed to take one and multiply it to get an answer, it's not adding, or it's more of multiplication, then it becomes extremely complex. If you can't be able to apply yourself into even the table of 3, which is simple, like you're told 2 multiplied by 3, if you don't understand what that means, that you're supposed to take 3 and 3, or is it 2 and 2 and 2 3 times? If you don't understand that, then you can't be able to give an answer. You can't even be able to explain it to another person. If you say that you just know, then there's no way you can be able to teach another person. There's no way that you'll have the conviction of this is how you do it because this is how you're going to arrive to an answer. So when the evil doer does not understand what is right, like even when you're telling them, when you hit me in front of the children, it's not right, it hurts me, it demeans me, it takes away the person that I am. For them, you're just a noise. You are just throwing words, and in their mind it's like, in their minds, in their hearts, it's just blah 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 blah. Or in their minds it is, how disrespectful can you be? How can you talk back at me? Even if in all honesty you're only trying to express and explain yourself. However, those who seek the Lord understand it fully. So if you're in the Lord, if you I wanted to say if you're equally yoked, but if you're in the Lord, and if you have you have righteousness, or you are righteous, and you're righteous because you are born again. You're born again because you believe Christ died for you and resurrected, and he's the Lord and master of your life. If you have that there's a conviction in you that there are certain things that you should not do to another person. You should not steal, you should not kill, you should not murder. You know all those 10 commandments that are in Exodus 20. You know them. You know that there are things that you can't do to a human being. Not that you shouldn't, but you can't. Like there's nothing in you should propel you to do certain things. Example, hitting your partner, even it is not even at in front of people, but hitting your partner even in secret, hey, it's no, because even yourself, you wouldn't want your partner to cheat on you. It's the thing, you wouldn't want your partner to be flirting with someone of the opposite sex. You wouldn't want to put yourself at risk, knowing very well you're putting yourself at risk. An example is like standing in front of a moving vehicle, and it's not slow moving, but it's high speed vehicle. You wouldn't put yourself in front of it for anything, because you love you don't want to take away you don't want to feel the pain. And therefore, because you know that for you, it should come automatically for your partner. Please, people, note it's your partner. And it's not that you should do it to any other person. It's because in this month, as we go through the book of Proverbs, it's specifically to partners. The second thing about, and it shouldn't, before you go to the second thing, it shouldn't feel strange that there are things that you should not do to your partner, but it should be more of willing to. It should not be about culture, that it's those things that, and I know here I will be hit by very many stones, however, it's the reality, or do I say the humanness of life. You're both working partners, you both leave the same time in the morning, come back the same time, jobs are demanding, and one of you will want to sit and relax while the other one is moving around, rushing to do everything. And then, example, like even cooking, and then once they're done eating, they will stretch themselves and sleep, yet you will be left dealing with the cleaning up, and yet tomorrow again you're expected to wake up earlier, but still leave at the same time, come back. That continuous thing. It's this, I need to be very careful saying, it's not about even gender roles. It's more about, we are doing this together. A marriage is supposed to be a partnership. But we find most of the times one suffers more than the other. It's not that I'm trying to say one's job is better than the other or anything like that. But it's because it's supposed to be a partnership, that when we walk in, we do this together, and doing it together means we finish faster, we get to rest sooner, and of course enjoy your whatever in the process. Okay. The next thing is in verse 14, it says, whoever hardens their heart falls into trouble. Have we talked about narcissistic, abusive, toxic partners not wanting to be under any kind of authority? It's this. Because also a hard heart will be broken. At some time in their life, it will be broken. And once and when it is broken, there will be trouble. We go to someone like Paul. Paul was ish when he was Saul. What did he care for? Killing Christians and finishing them, destroying them, and he will go to any ends of the earth to pursue that, stopping the gospel, killing the Christians. Like there was nothing that was going to stop him. But one day, and go and read your Bibles, one day when the Lord was like, and the light came, that hard heart, like hard like stone, became a heart of flesh. And of course, God had a plan for how he was going to restore his vision. And he went on. However, his zeal for Christ was amazing. It was like his zeal for killing the Christians 10 times 2. The second things, those who trust in themselves are fools, but those who walk in wisdom are kept safe. I'm not calling anybody names. Nope. But if there are people that we know who believe they are the beginning and the end, they are Alpha and Omega, that unless they say you are not supposed to move, you're supposed to, when they tell you jump, for you, you're supposed to ask how high. Narcissistic partners, it's quite sad. It doesn't, like, the thought of it is even sad. It's heavy. It's where it is something else. But we have been saying fools, fools, fools. But today we get the definition of who a fool is. It's those who trust in themselves, those ones who believe that they cannot be told anything, those ones who see themselves as higher than the law, those ones who feel a certain gender should not stand up, should not do this, and they're supposed to bow down and respect and question nothing that comes out of their mouth. They are the ones, also the Bible says, cursed is a man who trusts in another man, or in other men. This also is. And it can be very hard to be in a situation or with a partner like this one, because, as we have said before, they're not ready for any kind of correction. They're not even going to be willing to go and seek help. Even when they have the glimpse of, there's something wrong with me. No. They will just draw in other people to catch their kill. So what kind of a relationship are you in? Where are you finding yourself, or who are you in the relationship? Are you the one who's evil? Are you the one who's a fool? Who are you? Are you the one who's causing pain to another? And I have said, and I will repeat this again, narcissistic, toxic, abusive partners are not only men, but we have women and who can be very dramatic and who can make life very difficult for their partners. So even before pointing fingers at one, also check yourself. Where are you in the relationship? What are you propelling in the relationship? What energy do you bring? And how is the other partner also receiving you? Because also sometimes you think that you're communicating, but you're really not communicating. What you're doing is shouting. What you're doing is demeaning someone. What you're doing is killing someone and destroying them. That even anything was to happen, that person will not be able to hold your family or you together because of how cruel you have been. So also check yourselves. So that is it for day 28. We shall see you tomorrow on the 29th. May you enjoy your day, enjoy your evening. Kindly comment and also share this video with friends. And if you know anyone who's going through a toxic, abusive, narcissistic kind of relationship, let them reach out to me or to any other professional therapist around. That is it from me, and I thank you so much for listening and following this far. 28 days, that's not a short time. Thank you, and may you all be blessed.